Hi everyone, welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Hebrew Bible. I use the King James Version of the Christian Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered testimony of the prophets of the Old Testament. It became the Book of Zion, and I found contained within it a set of instructions as to how to fulfill prophecy. And so, I did just that. I followed the instructions, and the very last instruction they gave me was to publish peace without money. So, I have created this YouTube channel to publish peace, and I am doing so by reading to you from the manuscripts that I wrote, the Pot Smoker's Bible and the Book of Zion. The Pot Smoker's Bible was necessary because the Book of Zion is written entirely in Bible verse, and therefore unpublishable in its separate form. So, I have been reading from the Pot Smoker's Bible and the Book of Zion. I'm on the 23rd chapter, which is called, and um, It Shall Come to Pass. It contains the 20th chapter of the Book of Zion. So I'm going to take up now where I left off last time. I once had a roommate named Vicky. She walked with a cane because of a car accident where she crushed her ankle. We went to an Aerosmith concert. She hobbled in with her cane. It was necessary, but she could walk fairly well with it. She ran out of the concert. I had the cane. The next day, of course, she had to use the cane. But for those few hours, the music had healed her. If she had realized that she was truly healed, she would not have needed that cane again. So I know just how powerful music can be. But it's not just the music that has power. The voice of the musician also, if turned on genetically, can be an empathic amplifier or projector. I myself heal through music. I use the vibrations of my vocal cords to create waves of sound that can penetrate soft tissue and vibrate that tissue with life-giving energy that heals. I don't believe that music has a dark side or connection, because music is harmonious by nature and dark energy is chaotic by nature. So I don't believe that any disruptive force like dark energy could be made into music, because we would not call those dark chaotic sounds harmonious, therefore not musical. So, because of the chaotic discord of dark energy, there is a prevention of it being used as a dark force. That is not to say that music cannot be used to express dark thoughts or project dark energy through the vocalizations of the musicians. We all have our dark side. We must, in order to provide the counterpart to our light, which creates our beating heart. It is the combination of the dark matter and the light within us that creates the pulse of the heartbeat. It's a balanced explosion of matter, antimatter, or light versus dark. Each heartbeat is a meeting of the two sides of our soul. And the explosion, the repulsion of the two from each other, is what pushes the blood. Now, music can express this darker side of our nature, but it is not in itself evil. So we use music to express our innate lives. When my people learn of this, the priesthood part of the musician part of our priesthood will be inspired perhaps as never before. They will sing of the gray. They will express our joy, our sense of awe and wonder, and about this grand adventure that we're going on. Our songs will be unlike any songs that we have ever sung before, because we will sing with joy, and we will sing with judgment for the rest of the world. We will sing of a tragic end to civilization and of the new life that we will create for ourselves in its aftermath, with the help of our new, old, alien God friends. Our songs will be filled with new things. It will be new songs to sing. Now, the congregation of saints signifies the first formal gathering of the nation of Zion. Here, the saints are not just those who have been tried by the fire of law, but everyone who is, in quotes, free, or not yet imprisoned, or having been released. This meeting of the saints is the beginning of our nation. We will be creating a new government with the help of the Gray. They will be praised by us for all the aid that they are going to do for us, everything that they're going to do for us. And we will be thanking them for creating us. When we get together, we will praise our gods on high with new songs. Let Israel rejoice, the Bible says, in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. So, while Zion is rejoicing, so will Israel rejoice. They are being reunited with their gods. They are going to have, and they, the Zionites, are going to have their king, their God-chosen king. The children will be joyful in that king. Israel will be redeemed. Their joy will be greater even than ours, I believe, because they have been in exile for some 3,000 years from God. Their joy will know no bounds. Israel has endured much. My people have suffered for 100 years or less. Israel has endured thousands of years. They have lost far more than we have. They have lost everything over and over and over again. Lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. They're all saints. Now I rejoice in Israel's redemption. I rejoice in the future reunion of Ishmael and Israel. I rejoice in the newfound familial tie with both Israel and Ishmael. For my broken and scattered people. This is the true promise of Abraham. This is Israel's redemption. Remember, God told Abraham's son Ishmael that he would make of him a great nation. That nation is Islam. To Israel, he said, "You are Amalek's son, by whom I will bless all people of the earth." But they refused. They rejected God. They rejected the voice. They created the need for Zion. And with the actualization of Zion, they are redeemed. Zion is the creation of a people who by their very nature enjoy and embrace the voice and the presence of God. We are made to enjoy our calling. Israel was afraid of God. We are not. We know the difference between God and alien. And we are so into the alien true God and his desire for us to get high and to communicate with him. All three of the family branches of Abraham, will rejoice in the grave. Unity of faith can be obtained. Israel and Islam can reconcile, as long as you understand that it is a family issue. Israel, please try to overcome the bastard mentality. Please give honor to Ishmael. He is your brother, like it or not. We need to unite all three sides of the family. This will create a peace. We can find a peaceful familial resolution to the hate that exists between Islam and Israel. The peaceful merging of Israel with Palestine in equal ownership as brothers of the same blood. This can bring peace. One Israel, one king. Both family branches living together, worshiping the same God, taught to us all by our father Abraham. Ishmael knew the same God as his father. Allah is a new generation of the same God, who are the gray. So please, my brothers, live in peace. Why don't we build a new set of temples on the Temple Mount? We don't have to destroy the Muslim temple, but we can build a Jewish temple to join it. There's room. The Torah doesn't say that they can't be a temple of Islam there too. So let's make the Temple Mount a complex of temples. One for Ishmael, one for Israel, and one for Zion. That way, all three branches of the family can experience the sacred Temple Mount. We will call it one temple to God. However, side note, due to new research that I have done, oh, I think I mentioned this later in the book, but there will be one temple dedicated to all gods. I know that this sounds like sacrilege, but I don't see it that way. The Torah talks about building a new temple for Israel. It is to be their only temple, just as the Dome of the Rock is a temple dedicated to the God of Abraham through Ishmael. I too have a temple of Zion for the priesthood of Zion. The Zionic temple will be for all people. It will espouse all theological teachings, creating a sacred space for the entire human race. That will unify all religions into one sacred space. In order for the children of Israel to enjoy their king in Zion, there must be peace. So the unification of Israel and Palestine into a single nation that honors the same God in different forms is necessary. By invoking the name Abraham, both descendants of Ishmael and Israel declare their brotherhood. Let the bond unite them. The archaic social laws that made Ishmael an unlawful heir to Abraham once Sarah gave birth to Isaac was based on the fact that Hagar wasn't the lawful wife. This is unjust. Sarah had the right to exile Hagar because of the social laws of the bastard versus the lawful birth. Ishmael was considered a bastard, but that's just not right in moral terms. So, may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm, and may they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it, and make that your guilt choice when we go camping. If you use drugs, stay happy and high. You have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know I wrote 2 books about it. My name is Zion. I love you way too much to say goodbye, so I'm going to say later now.